Okay, hey guys, Anime here is going to be a review/reaction to Seraph of the End, Chapter 100, so congrats to the author on that. Chapter is titled A Demon Appears. Cover of the chapter is Demon Mika, and this like railway is what it looks like or something like that, power plant type looking place. So we got Ashimaru chasing them, saying run, 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 we have to steal the Demon King's, or steal the King's soul first. You like closes his eyes, I guess, and is like looking, or he closes his eyes to like focus, I guess, and then says Ashimaru, and he starts like looking around, he's like, hello Ashimaru, are you here? And he gets no response. Then he yells, Ashimaru, Shinoa says you're on Shikama Doji's side, is that true? She said you're trying to attack Mika, but that can't be true, right? You're one of us, you wouldn't do that. And then he says, if you don't answer me, I'm gonna assume it's true, you know. Answer me, Ashimaru, you have reasons for it, right? Right, you promised me we were friends, why won't you answer me? So yeah, he's like saying all this stuff, getting no answer, and it's just like, yeah. It says, just so you know, even if you have your reasons, if you touch Mika, I'm going to be super mad at you. So he says, then he says, are you listening to me? And then he says, he says, are you listening to me? And then says, can you hear me, Ashimaru? And then, yeah, he looks down, and then he goes outside and says, ah, damn it, Mika's in trouble. Shinoa was right, Ashimaru isn't answering me at all. And he like looks over, sees Gurren doing something. He's like, Gurren, what are you doing? And then Kumitsuki comes out, and he's like, what? Wait, is this what I think it is? He does something, or he draws something on the ground, I guess. Yeah, so Gurren is drawing something on the ground. Guess you can kind of see it. He's like drawing this line across this parking lot, and there's like lines going through that. But yeah, so for whatever reason, it's always doing this. But for whatever reason, whenever I always do this, it tries to like keep me off the internet. But yeah, so you came back yelling, and then Kumitsuki says, is this what I think it is? And so you can't really see it now. It's frozen. But yeah, might be long, might not be. We'll see. But yeah, so whatever he drew is something important. Okay, so he's drawing like a giant circle, or he's drawing like a, what looks like kind of like a transmutation circle from, or a spell, yeah, spell circle. And Gurren says, yes, now help me, we're short on time. Mizuki says, or he says, you lot handled the standard parts of the circle, the style for subduing a black demon. And he like throws all of them chalk pretty much. So Kumitsuki catches it in his hand, Hugh gets hit in the head, and then Mitsuba just like kind of seems like she just softly got it tossed to her. And so Kumitsuki says ah, and then she says understood, or it says ah and understood. And then he was just lost, like, how, what's all this? I want to help too, what should I do? And then Mitsuba says, standard spell circle forward, you draw the western quadrant. And he's just like, standard what? And Mitsuba's like, excuse me. And he's like, it's like, you were in the same class as us, don't you remember? Kimazuki pretty much saying, you were in the same classes as, don't you remember? It's the basic spell circle, the first one we learned. Don't overcomplicate it. And he's like, oh right, the basic one. And he's like, gotcha, the first one we learned. Didn't that one, So yeah, and then we get a flashback of Gurren's like, saying, so yeah, this is the most basic one, even a moron could figure this out. So you all can study it on your own, and then use like, forget that basic baby crap. I don't get all this magic is curse stuff, and I don't care. I want you to teach me how to exterminate bloodsuckers. So yeah, this back at the beginning of the series when all he cared about was annihilating the demons, so he didn't pay attention to any of this stuff. And he's like, quit messing around and give me my cursed gear already, and then gets like bonked on the head pretty much. He's like, oh, you moron, how can you be this stupid every single day? And then he screams, and then we go back to the present, and he's just like off to the side holding his head and says, crap, I really should have studied the basics back then. And so Yoichi says the same thing. So yeah, Yoichi and you are pretty much useless here because they didn't learn this. So because Yoichi popped up and he looks back at him, he's like, you too, and Yoichi just says, and they're just like, why? And he's like, forget it, I'll draw the western quadrant too, Mitsuba, you take the eastern quadrant. That's what Kimazuki says. And then it's like, got it. You're just like idiots, and both you and Yoichi are like, good luck, guys. So we see the spell circle that they're drawing getting steadily completed. Mahiru's there. It's like, there, seems about time. Throws these like tag things, her charms, I guess, and then pulls out a sword from her chest. Like stabs it on the ground. He's like, hey, that's Mika's sword. And he's like, is he in here? Is this where he is? And really, he's just like, is he in here? Is this where he is? Really here? And then they're just like, quit getting in the way. So yeah, it says everyone except for Yoichi. And then we got Cruel dragging Shinoa somewhere. And she's like, personally, I have a feeling there are easier ways to carry me. And so yeah, Cruel's just like, don't speak, mortal, you're busy containing the first right now, right? Focus all your attention on that. So yeah, she's busy like holding back the first is what Shinoa's doing. And then Shinoa says, oh, I'm already giving it my full effort. How much longer can you hold him? Cruel says. Shinoa says, good question. How much longer will the drug last? And Cruel says, if the first wakes, that'll be it. Everything will be lost. Keep him in check no matter what. Shinoa's like, I am, sheesh. And it says, oh, but can I ask you something? And she says, Shinoa says, can I ask you something? And Cruel says, no. And then she says, Ashimaru, he's your brother, right? And then Cruel's just like, I said no questions. And so Shinoa keeps going on, says, you're here so you can get your brother back, right? Yet that same brother is helping the first. Why is that? And then Cruel, I guess, doesn't say anything, and then Shinoa says, what happened in your past? What's going on between Ashimaru and the first? What are they to each other? And so then we're back to Mika and Ashimaru chasing each other, and he's just saying, let's go, let's go, let's go, over and over and over. Mika's not saying anything, and then these like cross things appear. And then Mika says, you will go nowhere. I will kill you and take your desires. And he like Mika flings the cross things at Ashimaru, and he's like, yeah, fast. Then Ashimaru says, desires, greed, all demons love those, but the one whose desires are getting eaten. And he's like bouncing off the walls. You see Ashimaru like go bouncing across multiple walls saying, "One whose desires are going to get eaten is you." As he like appears in front of Mika now. And he swipes at him, but he dodges. Ashimaru's like, "Damn it, you dodged that," and Mika just says, "Die." And then Ashimaru immediately gets like pierced with one of the crosses and is screaming pretty much, and it's like an illusion. And then he gets down. Ashimaru says, "Now let's see. Will you be able to protect your desires from me? Your desires, your dear precious desires, hiding deep in your heart, I'm going to eat them all." And Mika say, "I can protect him. If it means keeping what's dear to me safe, I can do anything. You're nothing. Hold still while I devour you." And Ashimaru's yelling, like running, saying, "Move, move, move." And then Mika like does something with his hand. He like swipes down, it looks like. And I guess you see the street. Ashimaru is running towards the house, and then suddenly everything changes. So yeah, suddenly the house just like gets farther away from him. So Ashimaru says, "The house, it's farther away," and then Mika moves his hand up, and like a building appears. And Mika says, "This is my world." And Ashimaru is like, "Right, this is your world, but creating that huge intricate obstacle," and then cuts through it. Or Ashimaru like cuts through it, and then Mika's like, "He jumped into the building." And then Ashimaru's like jumping through the building pretty much, and he says, "Are you sure you aren't going to lose track of me in here?" So he's like inside the building, running up the escalator or the elevator. He like cuts the door open, then jumps into the shaft and starts like climbing up it. And then Mika's just like, "Annoying, I'll slice you in half," and like swipes with his finger like that. You see like the entire building gets like cut in half. They're right in the middle, like cuts the building straight down the middle. Or not down the middle, but like sideways, so it's like cut in half and like sliding off. And so yeah, then they're in front of each other. Ashimaru says, "Ha, if you're just gonna wreck it, don't make it in the first place. Because like you die here." Ashimaru smiles. Says, "Now Sekio, do you see it?" Sekio says, "I do," and then you got Gecko in, I think is Yoichi's. So yeah, he throws another cross at Sekio, and then it gets intercepted by throws one of the crosses towards Ashimaru. Then a coffin appears behind Ashimaru, and he says, "I win." So yeah, because the coffin opens to Mika and you in his dream world pretty much. And so yeah, he's like, "No," and then suddenly Mika's arm gets blasted off. It's like, "You may be the first kid, but when it's 3-on-1, we win. I mean, it's us three." It says, "Indeed, we've been around far longer," or Sekio says, "Indeed, we've been around far longer. We won't be outdone by a newborn." And then Mika's like there, and the coffin disappears. It's like Sekio says, "There, I erased the coffin. Now he won't be able to quickly follow you." And then you got you and Mika of this world pretty much being like, "Why? Who are you?" And then yeah, Ashimaru's like, "Hey there, brat, a demon here. Go on and pee your pants. I'm gonna eat your whole family." And Mika says, "Stop, no." And says, "And rip your poor little heart to shreds." And then there's suddenly like an explosion. Or there's an explosion of a building pretty much, and then chapter ends off with Ashimaru saying, "And rip your poor little heart to shreds." So yeah, pretty action-packed chapter. It was pretty great. So yeah, got seemingly Mika losing in the battle between the three demons because they're just more experienced than he is basically what it boils down to, I guess. I do like the whole like swiping motion, being able to do certain things in his world, pretty much like cut things or alter the landscape to his will, pretty much. But overall, I think it was a great chapter. Hope y'all enjoyed the reaction. I also like that you got the like flashback back to when they were in school and showing that because of you. Because you was on his whole I'm gonna eradicate all the demons thing, like whole Aaron kind of mindset back then, it hinders him now when he needs to know something he learned back then. But yeah, pretty cool. Hope y'all enjoy this video. If you do, make sure to leave a like, comment on the video, subscribe for more anime reaction reviews and manga reviews. Check out the links down below to my Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. And yeah, see y'all later. So, yeah.